Nigeria mintie.
All right, and so good evening, good afternoon, good morning, based on wherever you're watching us from, and a pleasant welcome to another edition of the program Realtalk Liberia on Image TV with me, David. This program comes away every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 3 o'clock p.m. Liberian time. Well, we'd like to apologize for coming a bit late today as it was due to some technical problems that were beyond our control. But now we are here, and there are a lot of things we are going to talk about. So whether you are watching from Bombing, whether you are watching from Grand Bass, or whether you are watching from Mahagibi, or whether you are watching from Maryland County, Grand Gillette, Sano, Mosorado, wherever you are watching us from, I would like to say a pleasant welcome to you. And I just hope that you are good in health and with a sound mind. Thinking about doing something positive or doing something positive that will benefit you or the nation Liberia at large. For this too is Mama Liberia, and all we need are positive thinkers. People with positive thinking that can move our nation forward. So wherever you are, however you doing us, I say a pleasant welcome to you. Don't you go away, keep your like down to Image TV, and the best is yet to come. And Real Talk Liberia is a magazine program that brings you trending news story into the country, that is major happenings into the country. And then we have our second segment, which is the discussion segment. And then our final segment where we have our reporters from in the field will call in to file in various reports as the program goes on. But on today's edition of the program, we only have two segments that we will be bringing you, and that is our first segment, bringing you all of the major happenings, and the last segment, which is our talking point, where we're going to sit, and I will be joined by Buffy Point, and together we are going to be having a discussion about recent happenings within Liberia. One has to do with the recent announcement of the Ebola virus outbreak in Africa. And next, we are going to be looking at the Tweah, that is the Samuel Tweah, former finance minister, and that is former representative Yekeh case. We are going to be looking at those two cases on this edition of the program. So wherever you are, however you join us, I say a pleasant welcome. Don't you go away, stick it still, because there is a lot more to be offered here on this platform. My name is David, and I will be joined later on by Vafi, and together we are going to bring you an inspiring and informative program on this platform. Stay tuned, don't you go away. All right, and so folks, wherever you are, I would like to say good evening to you, and I just hope that you are good in health and with a time mind. Thinking about something positive, doing something positive that will benefit the nation Liberia at large. And so we would like to begin with the first segment of this program, which is breaking you major headlines into the country, major things that are happening into the country. And we are going to begin with this first story that has to do with the resurfacing of the Ebola virus in Africa, and where Liberia is making some strides to strengthen their preparedness as it relates to the Ebola virus that have resurfaced in Africa. So let's begin with this story that says Liberia heightens Ebola preparedness. Liberia is intensifying Ebola preparedness measures following renewed outbreak reported in Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And as we all know, recently there have been this trending news about the resurfacing of Ebola virus. We all know what Ebola virus is. We had some experience. We experienced it. We love our relatives. We love our brothers, our sisters, our family members. And so it was such a devastating experience that Liberians had, especially at the point where we never had the knowledge as to how to fight the virus. So the Ebola virus came into the country and it had a lot of bad news on Liberians. And now, folks, we are hearing about Ebola virus is now resurfacing in Africa. And two countries that we have heard cases, that is confirmed cases by the health authorities in this country, that is Uganda and that of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They are now reporting hundreds of cases of Ebola virus. So this is something that we need to be very serious about. This is something that we need to start getting prepared for. And the good news is the Republic of Liberia and the health sector being headed by the Ministry of Health is now taking in all of the preparedness methods, making sure that the country is ready to fight the Ebola virus if it should surface in Liberia. And that is the first story we have here today on this edition of this news. And also in this story, Dr. Chris Dubayan, he is one of Liberia's internationally recognized scientists. He weighed in on this issue about the resurfacing of the Ebola virus in Africa, and according to him, he is warning that West Africa must remain alert as the Ebola cases continue to emerge in part of Central Africa. Now, when these things start to happen, it is advisable that every nation every country starts to make sure that they reactivate their preparedness method so as to be able to curtail the virus once it surfaces within the country. And Liberia scientists, in person of Dubai Chris Young, is quoted on the West African nations. He says, well, this virus have resurfaced in the Uganda, it has resurfaced in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this is a serious concern for every other African country. And if we as West Africans can start to take preparedness measure, it means definitely we are going to suffer it. Well, he made this pronouncement in an interview with Al Jazeera, and he says that, well, the region must not forget the painful lessons of the 2014 to 2016 Ebola epidemic that killed thousands across West Africa, including Liberia. And he's warning that we have experienced this before and we know what this can do. So it is advisable that every well-meaning Liberian starts to put in the effort to fight. The government of all of the West African nations needs to put their hands together and make sure that they tackle this thing before it comes into the country, before it comes into the nation again and starts to spread around. That is our first story. The second one has to do with the issue of juror tampering. And as we are all aware, recently this court of Liberia, the Liberia justice system, let's just say the whole justice system, because this is what we are looking at now. The justice system of the Republic of Liberia had a case of economic sabotage, criminal conspiracy, and a whole lot of stuff. The BB people English, yeah. And this case went on. Some persons were declared not guilty, one including the famous former finance minister in person of Samuel Tweah. But right after that ruling, there came a gossip, and that gossip started to go all around, and people started to talk about it in various streets going on. And now we are hearing that yes, indeed, this gossip could be true. This gossip could be true. That yes, indeed, some of the jurors who were sitting on the bench were tampered with. Tamper with could mean so many things. It's either they received bribe, or maybe they had sympathy for one of the accused, and they could do a whole lot of things. So now there is an ongoing investigation about this whole thing. That yes, indeed, those people who sat down on the bench, what we refer to as jurors, some of them were given something to rule in favor of Samuel Tweah. So now, investigation is ongoing, and we just hope that this time around, it will not just be a political thing. That this time around, it will not just be because they want to satisfy a specific group of people. We hope that this time around, this juror tampering case that they have brought up, it will not just be an issue of a political party thing, but rather it will be for Liberia. Because believe me, there are a lot of Liberians who are watching. There are a lot of Liberians who are following. There are a lot of Liberians who wants to know actually what went wrong with that $6.2 million that were taken from the country, money that could have been used to develop the country. What went wrong? What happened? That money, we saw nothing about it. We knew nothing about it. Only to get to know that such an amount of money has left the coffers of the country. So let's go into our news, and it says Criminal Code C has launched an investigation into alleged juror misconduct in the high-profile corruption case involving former Finance Minister D. Samuel Tweah Jr. and several co-defendants. Judge Usman Fiaka, other lawyers connected to the case to appear before the court following the allegations of juror tampering during the trial. The investigation comes after three former jurors reported they submitted sworn affidavits alleging irregularities in the jury process that eventually led to the defendants being acquitted in the US 6.2 million corruption case. And now, after the gossip started to come around in street corners, and there is a common saying in Liberia, and it says that wherever there is smoke, there must be fire. And so this began as a gossip, where people started to say, well, this case does not look fair. This case, it looked like something went on undercover. And so, as this gossip started to go on, it started to come out as a reality, where three of the jurors have come up with a confession, what they refer to as an affidavit, a sworn one, that yes, indeed, this case was tampered with. With all that we have said, with what we saw as jurors on the benches, we noticed that there are some things that were going on that were not actually fair. And because of this, we need the government to come back and look into this issue and investigate. And if it is true that yes, indeed, the jurors were tampered with, well, there might be a retrial. And imagine, a video came up today, and it was so heart-touching. It was so emotional to see the former finance minister in tears. According to him, that was something that he never expected. All through the process of going through the case, he never expected that he, as a person, a strong opposition force, could be acquitted. And he said, it surprised me. And I was like, what? Me, as a person, an opposition person, is here being acquitted by 9 jurors telling me that I am not guilty, defending me in the presence of the government, the ruling power. I mean, this is something that I never expected. And the former finance minister burst into tears and he began to cry. And this was an emotional scene. If you want to see that video, check on Image TV and you'll see the former finance minister in tears as he explained how he felt about the whole issue, about him being declared not guilty. And that is it for our legal case. And we move on to the issue of the recent audit report or audit findings that was published by the General Auditing Commission. And as we know, these are individuals that are responsible to make sure that they checkmate every government lands ministry, every government lands institution to find out as to whether they are carrying on some financial malpractices. And this institution, that is the General Auditing Commission, went out and carried out their investigation and found out a lot of things. And they came up with one report. But this report also met a response from the government of the Republic of Liberia. Let's go into this story and see what it said. What is the response that was given by the government of the Republic of Liberia? And it says, government response to GAC audit findings. The government of Liberia says it is taking corrective actions following concerned findings contained in a recent General Auditing Commission report. The audit revealed revenue collection and reconciliation system across several financial institutions and identify multiple weaknesses involving delayed transfers, discrepancies in reporting, and accountability concerns. Addressing the issue, Finance Minister Augustine Tweah, Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General James Dobo Jala, and Central Bank Executive Governor Henry Samoa announced measures aimed at tightening revenues control. Officials says efforts are now underway to strengthen custom monitoring systems, improve tax reconciliations processes, and ensure greater transparency in public financial management. Authorities also confirmed that the report has been forwarded to both the Ministry of Justice and the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission for further review and possible investigations. Economic Observer says the findings underscores the importance of stronger financial oversight mechanisms as Liberia continues efforts to improve public confidence and attract investment. Now, after the GAC published this report, and according to the report, there are a series of weaknesses that were discovered. One involving the delay in transfers of financial dealings. One has to do with discrepancies in reporting. At times, maybe one department of the institution will give a report that will not be in line with another department of that same institution. So the General Auditing Commission saw this and brought it to the attention of the government. And it says, well, government, you need to do more. You need to put in more systems that will be able to make sure that reporting will be factual, reporting will be concise, reporting will be in line with every line departments within an institution. We don't want what the ordinary librarian will call chakra report. No, we do not want chakra report. So the government need to make efforts to make sure that reporting systems within various institutions of government are in line and are correct. That is it for the government response to the GAC audit findings. The next news story that we have here, and this is an interesting one, and this is where the senator of Monserrado County, in person of Senator Darius DeLong, is proposing a diaspora development fund. Yeah, he's saying that, well, too many money can come in the country from outside there. Every day, every minute, every second, every hour, people are transferring money to Liberia. So why can't we, as a government, see a way how maybe we can take $1, if that even $1, let's take this $1 and put it aside for projects also. It could be building schools, it could be facing hand pumps in various community, it could be even building community roads, it could be a lot for scholarships. So he's suggesting that his colleague agree with him and see reason that this proposed diaspora development fund be established. Now let's go into the story in details and get to know what exactly this is about. And it says, Monserrado County Senator Abraham Darius DeLong has introduced a new legislative proposal aimed at mobilizing support from Liberians living abroad for national development. The proposed legislation, known as the Diaspora Development Fund Act of 2026, seeks to establish a $1 levy on remittance transactions sent to Liberia. According to Senator DeLong, the initiative will create a dedicated development fund to support infrastructure projects, vocational education, agriculture, internet expansion, youth empowerment, and access to clean water. The senator described the proposal as a patriotic national initiative intended to allow Liberians in the diaspora to directly contribute to national progress. He further stated that the fund would be independently managed with annual audits and diaspora representation included in the governance structure to ensure transparency and accountability. While some citizens have welcomed the idea, others are raising concerns about the potential impact on families already struggling with economic hardship and dependence on remittance. And now, the senator is asking that yes, indeed, every day people receive money from America. Every day, people receive money from Canada. Every day, people receive money from Europe and other parts of the world. Why can the government of Liberia start to put up a system that every time someone receives money from outside Liberia, a $1 will be taken from that money and be placed in government cover? And that money will be used for a lot of things. One could be to improve the vocational education sectors, that is the TVET sector within the country. The next one could be to support infrastructure projects, building of roads, building of government ministries. We know majority of our ministries right now, they are still in the process of what? Renting places. So there is a need that this fund be set aside to help the government in development initiative. And that is why the Senator of Montserrat, in person of A.B. Darius DeLong, is calling on the government to set up a proposed Diaspora Development Fund Act of 2026 to be established to make sure that all of the money that get from America, so leave the government cover and it will be used for developmental purposes. And that's it for that story. Let's now move to one of the most interesting story into the Republic of Liberia. And this one has to do with the Yekeh case. And this case is actually drawing attention. If I say drawing attention, I'm not just talking about Liberia alone, but this case is drawing attention even on international scene. And when I say international scene, I will make reference to the one of those places that has to do with the ECOWAS Parliament, where when Liberia delegates went to make their country report, members of the ECOWAS Parliament were concerned as to the relation or the process or issues relating to the Yekeh case. And they were concerned. And they asked their Liberian colleagues, we have heard all of the reports, but why are we not seeing the issue of Yekeh in this report? Why are we not seeing the issue of the Guinea and Liberia border in this report? And it brought up a heated argument. And there were responses from both ends that indeed show that everything that happened in Liberia, people that are outside there are looking at it. People that are outside there are seeing it. And they are concerned about it. And they want that a solution should be found. But yet, all we have seen so far, a solution is not around yet. A solution is not around yet, as evidenced by today's ruling from the court. The court is saying that, well, they are denying Yekeh bill of information. Technically, that means that Yekeh moved to involve the justice system into matters that are happening on the Capitol Hill. To be specific, at the House of Representatives, his invite to the justice system has been denied. And today, you could see Honorable Yekeh. I don't know whether he's still honorable. I don't know whether I should still call him honorable, but I would say for respect. Honorable Yekeh was seen very angry today as he was leaving the country. And he said, I'm leaving this country today. I'm going to say that in Ghana. If Joseph Waka let him run the country, if Joseph Waka let him do anything he wants to do in the country. And those were statements made by the honorable. And you will see the anger in his face for the court coming up with such a response, denying his bill of information, saying to him that, well, this that he has sent us, well, we do not see reason of getting involved in it yet. You need to do more. There are more information. There are more things that you need to bring to us, and we are not seeing it. So we'll deny this bill. And the bill was denied. But this did not start today. It started yesterday. Yesterday, when the court should have come up, that is when the House of Representatives should have had some discussion related to this matter. But let's go into our news story, and after that, we will come to our discussion point. And I can see Vavi Kona is in the background. Booty, just be there for a bit. Let me finish with the news bulletin. After that, we are going to get quickly into our discussion. Thank you for being on. So it says, legislative activities at the House of Representatives were disrupted Tuesday after lawmakers failed to meet the constitutional quorum needed to conduct official business. The absence of sufficient lawmakers forced the cancellation of the day's regular sitting, delaying discussion on committee reports and other pending legislative matters. Reports indicate that several lawmakers attended a graduation ceremony at the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute, while others were reportedly involved in consultations related to an upcoming Supreme Court hearing involving Representative Yekeh Kolubai. A repeated issue of quorum failure has continued to attract criticism from citizens and civil society groups who argue that legislative absenteeism undermines governance and slows national decisions making. Political commentators are now calling for stricter enforcement of attendance rules within the legislature. Now, this happened on yesterday when members of the House of Representatives failed to meet a quorum. And there were several reasons that were given. And some said that, well, yesterday we were having our graduation program. And someone was saying, lawmakers are still graduating, lawmakers are still going to school. Yes, lawmakers are still going to school. Some of the people in our house now, they only finish 12th grade and go any other place again. Some of the people in our house right now, they only stop 6th grade and go anywhere again, 9th grade and go anywhere again. So if you hear a lawmaker are going to school and they are graduating, it means that yes, they are trying to equip themselves more so they can be more equipped with the activities of the house, so they can know how to go out, how to speak, how to defend their people, how to lobby for their people. And according to the report, some of them were graduating from the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute. And that was why some of them did not attend section. And it also says that, well, others were in consultation about the issue of Yekeh Kolubai. And you know, when you say these kind of things, that is where people start to sit and ask questions. Why were they in consultation yesterday when they know that today was supposed to be the ruling? Were they behind the cover working against Yekeh Kolubai, as Yekeh Kolubai has said? Were they behind the cover working against Yekeh Kolubai? Because of all of the time that they should have gone to have consultation, they did not. But once it reached the time for For the ruling of Honorable Yekeh case, these guys went to have consultation. So, what were some of these things that they were talking? What were some of these things that they were discussing in this whole consultation thing? Breaking you don't be donating to our man Yekeh. You don't be making our man Yekeh to be angry. Yeah, they may were too angry today as he was heading to Ghana, and this is something that we should not be doing to our lawmakers, man. Let's stop doing this. Liberia, there are more things. There are more things that we can do for the country to move the country forward, to develop the country, to make the youth in the country to feel wanted. But if we continue to behave like children, it means that, well, we do not be well for the country. Well, on this light, folks, this is how I would like to come to an end of our news bulletin on Realtalk Liberia, bringing you major stories that have taken place in the country. Let's take this break, and when we come back, we get to our talking point. And my man Buffy is in the background waiting to join. And together, we are going to have an interactive discussion. Stay tuned. Don't you go away. Let's take this break to be right back. This is Image TV on the program Realtalk Liberia with me, David, and I will be joined by Vavi Conan. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the program Realtalk Liberia with me, David Siwalu, and I have on my man Vafi Conan, who's will be joining me on this program, and we just completed the first segment of the program, and are now heading to the second segment of the program, which is our discussion segment, serious talk, the talking point. And I would like to say, welcome, Vavi. You were muted. You were muted. You were muted.
So, Akle, where Abba?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, thank you ever so much, Abba. I would like to appreciate you for your time in 6 o'clock today. But that's part I would like to appreciate all the audience because the Realtalk Liberia comes your way every morning, Wednesday and Friday at 3 o'clock. And due to other technical issues, we're not able to come to you by 3 o'clock. But we stayed at your way by 8 o'clock. Yeah, and stay you stay tuned in and you watch it live. So I would like to say thank you wherever you are, based on your timeline and based on your globe, morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching. I'm your co-host, Fafikone Aje John Abasiwolu. So thank you there. Thank you for there's a talking segment on the news hour on Real Talk Liberia. So I like to come in. So Abba, hello,
So
am I
I would like to
clear?
say many thanks to you for joining in, Vavi. I'm getting you. You are clear.
Okay, so I was saying I want to say thank you thank you so much Abba. Thank you. I'm here.
Uh, okay, all right. So I would like to say many thanks to you also for joining on this program. And as you said earlier, you are the co-host of this program. And there are a lot of interesting discussion points that we are going to be happy today. First, and I mean, in all that we do, Liberia comes first. And I mean,
Exactly.
Liberia is a unique country.
Very unique.
Liberia
Very
is
unique.
a country that every time you hear the name Liberia being mentioned out there, people are curious to know. I mean, to get in connection with you, to talk with you, to get to know. I mean, this Liberia, how are you people going about the whole Liberia that every day we just hear about you people? People want to come to this country and see what is happening. But at times, some of the information that comes out, some of the information that come out of the country, it makes somebody scared. They say, wow, it didn't happen. Want to go there, I should have make it. And
I tell you, man. I tell you.
that's the
So,
beauty of
yeah,
democracy, and it's quite
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Other countries, you don't just publish in a sort of publish it, you publish it and before you share your own
No,
news
no, no, no.
platform,
Don't
and
do
then
it.
they
Don't
arrest you
do it. Don't
straight.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
don't do it. But Liberia is a unique country. We see all these things happening,
That's a
and it's
democracy.
interesting.
That's the
And
beauty of democracy.
this is what helped to make our people stronger.
Exactly.
Because you do wrong, someone will come out to you and say, you, I can be my president or you can be my lawmaker. Or the other thing you do and I'm correct wrong. They tell you it.
Even my father, I'll tell the truth.
You tell you it. Then you have to accept it. There is nothing you can
Exactly.
do about it.
That's the
There is
beauty of
nothing you can do
democracy.
about it. And that's the beauty of democracy. People come, they express themselves, things that they see are not going well, they spit it out. And it left with you. If you see it and you have conscience, you say, well, this is not happening right. I need to work on this. I need to make changes. Well, that's bravo to you. But if you sit and say, I ain't get done for that thing, talking I'll do my own thing, I want to do, well, it also left with you. But you know that everything at time, the time
That's
will come again, you will come out to come big.
Oh yeah, you
If we
get
were
it.
talking to you, if we were talking to you, you say you can listen. No, I want to show you Pepe. And this is how Liberia is. It is very interesting, a very unique country.
About one more thing. Before people will go further into the discussion, I would like
Mhm.
to tell people watching and people who viewing this live tonight. We don't sugarcoat the discussion. We speak on we speak the truth undiluted. We don't get to favorite let's say we here to let's say to sugarcoat nobody, to put pimpers on nobody. So
But
anyhow,
now,
the discussion.
which one the government official give me money now coming to over it?
Probably that's it. Na me have said for someone said eh because because last time
Yeah,
nobody gave me card talking to
yeah,
point. So
I
that's why I
got do
say
what you like.
undiluted. So if
Yeah.
you let,
So,
so if you watching this, if you watching this live, let's say podcast tonight, stay tuned and listen to fascinating news and fascinating program tonight as we articulate the discussion.
So yes, indeed, we will say many thanks to those who are following, and we love you as you love us. And the only way you can help us to make us to come here every day is by watching these lives, is by coming and help us to share this live, is by inviting people to like our platform. All right, so Vafi, not to waste much of our time as we have already gone a lot into it, let's talk the issue about the Ebola virus resurfacing in Africa. And Liberia, as a country in Africa, could be at risk, especially when it comes to our preparedness. Though the health ministry, authorities at the health ministry have said, well, we are preparing and we are making sure that we are strengthening all our borders so that we can make sure that we put in mechanism in place that people that will be infected by the virus will not just cross into Liberia and come and start to spread the Ebola in Liberia again. We know what Ebola did to us before. We know we lost family members, we lost relatives, we lost friends, we lost loved ones, we lost brothers and sisters. We lost them all. And we do not want this to happen again. So we are asking our health authorities, though you said you are preparing, what are some of those things you are doing to make sure that the country is safe, that the country is prepared to battle this Ebola? If, and I say if, it should resurface in Liberia. And I pray that it should not even try it. It should not even try it. So, what steps, what methods are being put in place by our health authorities? And not
So,
only our health authorities,
yeah,
but
about,
this relates to all Liberians. Also,
yeah, it relates to
now that we
all.
have heard the news, what are we all also doing? This is to you now,
Uh,
Bavi.
yeah, that is what we are praying to do. That's why being prepared and for the Almighty God prayer and every single time.
You are coming in very low, Bavi. Very, very low.
Am I clear, brother?
Okay, okay, yeah, that's okay.
Am I clear?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, within the policy aside, like our code for the scientists, they said that Christopher Young, who said, if we don't want for Ebola to overtake Liberia or enter Liberia with the policy aside, yes, indeed, I agree with him. Because in Liberia, we police everything. About he knows.
Sure, everything is
Police
politicized.
everything. Police everything. My man, I did something after when I got feedback that we're supposed to discuss Ebola today. I did something research on Ebola. Ebola surfaced in DR Congo in 1976.
Yeah,
It
that's
surfaced
where
in
someone would say like where our parents started from.
at but but that's the time Ebola surfaced in DR Congo. The castle
Mhm,
in town called Yakubu, right? Yeah, Yakubu.
mhm,
Yakubu is in the northwest, which calls a Nari. I think Nari, yeah, Nari in DR Congo. Yeah, Nari. At the time in Ebola surfaced in DR Congo in 1976, November. At the time, the people suspected 200 or 380 cases.
mhm.
Yeah, 380 cases at the time in DR Congo. So if DR Congo surface, if DR Congo come out the virus, and where would know DR Congo is the originating country of the virus. So we are the Liberians, and not the Liberians, but the government as whole. We know see our best. We can prepare for the virus, and not just prepare, but leaving political affiliation aside.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Because politics is one of the things that's solving Liberia today, and politics is very bad. And Liberia politics is very bad, very dirty, Abba.
As you have said it, Liberia politics is very bad. And sometimes I can say it's not just bad, but is like the most foolish politics I've ever seen.
Very dirty.
Like people are more concerned about political party. People are more concerned about their political leader than Liberia.
Exactly, exactly.
So if
Like what,
Liberia gets destroyed today,
like,
you think your
like
brother
what I can
Leader
remember,
will
like what I
survive?
can remember, like what I can remember during the days when we attended the United Party homecoming where we met John Flimo interview him. I mean, we had series of discussion there. I mean, we know
Mhm.
Liberian politicians are better driven.
Yeah,
So we all knew everything about ourselves,
yeah.
you know.
Now my done.
With everything.
Then they move from here, they were enjoying that done. That kind of things.
Everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Instead of you saying that I'm here to develop Liberia and anything like I don't know do I do enjoy. You made
Well,
Liberia
look
to
at the
suffer.
principal here who were forcibly let's say taking for a seat based on training position. But now, yeah, because everything what police has made, let's say yeah, left. Imagine
And these things are still happening. Well, let's let,
it's still happening.
let's do the issue of our discussion point. So that you are saying this whole Ebola thing, we should not do it on the line of politics.
Politics,
We should
exactly.
not start to make this whole issue difficult for us because let me just make it seem clear. Ebola in the country today, the people politicians in the country, they will be safe. They will be safe and highly protected.
Yeah,
We the
because yeah,
one that
because
play the whole
yeah,
thing on
because
politics. We will be the
yeah,
one harmed.
because yeah, because there are people who want to talk about information. They got information on a daily basis, so they will flee or flew that people out on a daily basis. Then we are the common citizen or common people who live here and get affected with that on a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
So this is why,
these people are all these people are all information on a daily basis about
and they are informed,
they're informing us.
and they know
We
how
say
to take all the precautionary methods.
"Hey, professor, we say we we say well journalists the people are more informed than us.
Yeah. So if we start to make this whole thing out of politics, we will be the one to suffer. So Liberians, please. Ebola is not yet in Liberia. There have been no confirmed cases yet in
There are no
Liberia,
competition in
but
Liberia yet.
Ebola is around our borders. It's around our borders. And it's about time that each and every one of us starts to do or follow all the precautionary
Yeah,
methods.
because because Liberia we are in regional transit. We are in regional
Every
transit.
day,
Yeah, regional transit because people coming from Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, Togo. We share
we
common
share
common
common
boundaries.
borders. And
Yeah.
every day, these people are coming from their
Like transit,
countries to
yeah.
our country. We are leaving from our country and we are going to their country. So we need
Exactly.
to start to take all of the precautionary methods now. And some
Regardless
of
of all
these
politics.
methods
Regardless of
are
politics.
to make
Let me do.
regardless of politics.
Regardless of
This is
politics.
not about politics. Your life is involved. My life is involved. Our children's lives are involved. Our
They see a
families
witness.
are
They see a
involved.
witness. They see a witness that will be people getting doing it 20, let's say 24 or let's say 2014. We can see people
2014.
getting they see a witness.
So the same thing that we started to do last minute of time, these are
That's
the same thing we need to
that's
start
how do
doing
it
now.
now.
We
That's
should
how
not
do it
wait for
now.
last minute of time again. We should
Exactly.
not wait for last minute of time again.
Because they
Ebola
sickness
is
don't pick
around
and
our
choose.
borders.
They don't pick and choose. One of your pastor, your mother, your deacon, your father, your mother, your brother, sister, it can kill you. It can
It
affect you
can
die.
carry you anywhere. Nothing about picking and choosing in it.
Journalists, politicians, who are you? It kill
So
you.
my people, let's make sure
Number
that we
two,
do what is
man.
right.
Number two, why I say I call someone and wait till me and say, oh yeah, yes.
let's do
Yeah,
what
man.
right, Liberians. Let's
I mean,
do what is right.
imagine about I days at Cool FM. Imagine that days your days at Cool FM. I can
Amen.
remember.
See, Boba lacking it us again, calm down.
I can remember your days at Cool FM.
Yeah.
At the time, I know how passion for journalism said,
Mm-hmm.
but I had one of my, may so rest in peace. But I had one of my close other, I was trying to be a medical practitioner at the time, or just to trying to study medicine. Yeah, but I had one of my close other, they call in the late blessing. I mean, may so rest in peace. I mean, so good, yeah,
Yeah.
the shop. Okay, let me tell you, where the play video for a shop? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. I remember. I remember. And we have the experience. We know what happened. We know what we went through. So this time around, we do not want for people to start taking precaution late. Please, now that we are hearing that it is around our borders, let us start to do all we can to make sure that we keep ourselves safe. Ebola is not something to joke with. Ebola is not something to joke with. It is not about politics. This one has nothing to do with politics, but people, let us please do all we can to protect ourselves and our family. Let us do it. Let us follow all the precautionary methods, please. Yeah, Bobby, you are saying something. Favi.
Yeah, I get it. Clear.
Okay. So now, and these things are happening. People will want to take it and put the whole politics issue into it, but please, we are saying, let us not do this.
About if you having do the Ebola test, putting on the computer, yes. At least people watch me see it, and you get things really only, how the Congo, fight Ebola in 1926. And it's from there. So
You coming in very low, Favi. I think you need to adjust yourself a bit.
yeah, am I clear, right?
Yeah, yeah, you clear now.
I say I beg you, please get to the computer quickly and browse and get up the how DR Congo fought Ebola in the first thing in 1926. Because at least we can use a synthetic because people don't still following that history. So get it quickly and put
Okay.
it on the screen. Let us see for ourselves how
Okay. So,
how DR Congo fought Ebola in 1926. You see for yourself.
okay, we will get to that. And so, if you just joining us, this is the program Real Talk
Real talk,
Liberia
bro.
on Image TV, and I'm David with Vafi Conan, and we are having ourselves a wonderful time. You can have your contribution on the program by leaving a comment, or if you want to call in, you see our WhatsApp number on the screen there. You can call the WhatsApp number, or if you want to come in by the local line, you have the local line there, which is the orange number. The WhatsApp number is the Lone Star number. The local line is the orange number. You can call any of those numbers, and you will be brought in on the program. This is Real Talk Liberia. We are talking Liberia the real way. We are not sugarcoating, and we are talking and speaking to Liberians and also to our government about the issue of the insertion of Ebola. Guess what? Mama Edisi gone. We are speaking on the issue of
I
Ebola.
think for your better, what's our clear?
Our
I could
Edisi
be
gone.
ready.
Okay, so
I could do that.
this is
That's
quite
the question
interesting.
you
You
need.
see, it will talk about Liberia interesting.
Elaborate on my phone. Yeah, you studio
This
corner
is
go,
how
you
interesting
studio.
Liberia is.
Yeah, you
This is
studio.
how
Corner go.
this is how interesting Liberia is. And while you are doing your little serious thing, not even be expecting it. LEC can just wrap
For
it
me, let me
Canada.
for me, let me I also getting the cool air. I lean by, I lean my lean by.
LEC can just wrap it Canada.
The people have
And
respect nobody don't know.
this is quite
The people,
interesting. This is quite interesting. This
the people have
is
respect
quite
nobody.
interesting. Yeah. And this is Liberia. This is Liberia. And yeah. Okay. I still get my backup power and I can still settle myself with. Yeah. I got my rechargeable studio learning. Yeah, I'll put it on. All right, so we are back again on Real Talk Liberia, and we're talking about the issue of the resurfacing of Ebola in the country, and we are asking every Liberians to make sure that they do all they can to follow all of the uh, precaution to stay safe. This is not just about you. This is not just about your family, but it has to do with the entire country. Because if one person gets at risk, it means that entire house is at risk. And apart from the house, that entire community, that child will start growing small, small to the community. From the community, it get to the district. From the district, it starts to get to other the town or the city that you find yourself in. From there, it start hitting the county. When you hit the county now, you see now it's like very general me. Every county now already get it on a piece. So mhm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we have to keep ourselves safe. Let's keep our family safe. And Vavi, if you have any final say, let's have it because we're about to move to the next discussion point, which has to do with the cases involving another honorable, or would you just say Yekeh Koluba, and then former finance minister Samuel Tweah. Yeah, any final word? Okay. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Okay, all right. That was Vavi Conan there on the program. And we'd like to say many thanks to each and every one of you. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, SNY, the people very well still my name, man.
So we'd like to say many thanks to you, Vavi, for being a part of this program. we cannot leave our last discussion point, or every though we're out of time, we already got 1 hour. We just got to let's just brush more on our last discussion point, and that has to do with the cases involving former finance minister Samuel Tweah and that of I know what that honor me. I stay confused on the whole thing. What are that honorable Yekeh Koluba or Jay Yekeh Koluba now? And anyway, we'll just say Yekeh Koluba for now. And a lot of the boy realizing Ghana now, man. They say Agori. And so let's begin with the Honorable Koluba case. You know, and as I'm giving the basic, Vavi, I think you have to set your mic a little bit again because I'm not getting you too clear. And so Liberia is quite an interesting country. You go during certain time and you believe within yourself that yes, indeed, I am right, and whatever I'm doing is correct, and the right thing will be done. And that was the case of Honorable Yekeh Koluba. But you see, life is a very interesting journey. There are times the thing that you do for people to uplift them, and when they are uplifted, and you start to do that same thing again, they will turn against you. Which includes sense that the only time they thought it was right was when you were doing it for them. But because you are not doing it for them now, they go against you and say that thing you're doing is not correct, it's not right.
Honestly,
You better
yeah,
stop
yeah,
it.
oh yeah, honestly,
And you'll be
honestly, yeah,
prosecuted.
honestly, oh yeah,
And that is
honestly,
life. And that is life. The case
honestly,
of Mr. Koluba is not a strange one. The case of Mr. Koluba is not something that is just happening in Liberia. The case of Mr. Koluba is something that started way back,
it's how you put it call.
way back. Let's say it started around 2017. He came up, he was
They
vocal,
see again today. They see again
and
today. It's a see again yesterday.
everyone saw him as being a strong, politically fit person.
Political, people saw him to be the scum political guru at the time, and people saw him to be the
So
green challenge at the time.
he came
People
in
crown him, they saw him.
and he got behind some political groupings. He supported them. 2017, they came out. Former President George Weah won the elections, and as they went out, they had that break. And when they had a break, that was when Yekeh Koluba became even more robust.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there
yeah,
are
yeah,
no lot
yeah,
of negative
yeah.
things to say against the presidency of Mr. Weah.
Oh
But
yeah.
then the opposition
And they
community
never knew.
supported him.
They never knew. They never knew that. They never
Vavi, let
knew
me lay
that.
the basic. Let me lay the basic, please. Let me lay the basic. The whole opposition community at that time against the presidency of former President George Weah supported him. They gave him all of the support, financial, moral, physical, even the human presence support. They gave it to him up to the elections. Up to the elections, they supported him until former President George Weah was defeated and taken from power. But now, the same thing that happened where Mr. Koluba broke up with former President George Weah and started to criticize him. Now, this same Yekeh is breaking up from the Unity Party and beginning to criticize them. That is when now they are beginning to know that, well, This attitude is wrong. This behavior is uncivilized. This behavior is not for, hey, this behavior is not for a lawmaker. This is now that they started to know. And now they are carrying all manner in form of prosecution against Honorable Koruba. To the extent that they have stripped him. They have stripped him of his lawmaker duty. They have stripped him of his representative duty. And he said, well, I'm not fighting you people. I'm taking this case to the court because I trust the court system. So, Honorable Koruba sent in a bill of information to the court. But surprisingly, on today, the court ruled. The court ruled against Honorable Koruba, saying that he needs to bring in more information. He needs to do more paperwork. That the one that he has filed in is not enough to have their involvement. And Honorable Koruba says, well, the court cannot tell me to work for them. I expect the court to work for me. I have given them information. And I need them to work on this information and not to ask me to go and work for them to bring more information. So, Vafi, what is your take?
Yeah, Abba, like we always see on the platform, we speak the truth undiluted. We don't hear the smoke, nobody by anybody cat here, nobody by anybody anything. So for the fact that yeah, case happen, like I said, anyone have been highly politicized. You are the scene you get called about back then, it has moral to them where they were in opposition, but now you get is no more in opposition, so definitely he doesn't have moral. But it's fully against them. I mean the real Aklan. Yeah. Hello, Aklan. Hello.
I get you. Do I play? You okay?
Yeah, I will change my location. Am I clear, right?
You go low. Check your mic. Check your mic again. Okay, you okay now? You okay?
Yeah, so I was talking on the Yekeh case. People saw Yekeh back there in 2017 when he was supporting the CDC government. They knew that they brought it down. Yeah, that time he had moral.
That time everything he did was right.
Yeah. Everything it was right. He has moral. I think he was that rule. He was pastor. I think he was pastor. People are seeing because he the power. I want to say that politics is very dirty. It's very bad. We know everything from our very self. Yeah, so to be very careful. We will say to all of young folks who coming out there to be a politician, they'll be very careful on how they affiliate with other people coming out. Because the politics is very dirty. Very dirty.
And that is why I say Liberia politics is one of the most funniest politics I've ever seen. Liberia politics is so funny.
But as you see politics abroad war, the 40 years of war abroad, the city, it's dirty.
You supported the person because they were preaching against you, preaching for you. But now the person is preaching against you. Now you know that the person is rude. Now you know the person is arrogant. Now you know that the person should be prosecuted. So why you couldn't prosecute the person before? Why you couldn't speak against the person against you before? Why you couldn't tell the person that what you are doing is wrong when it started it before? When you waited,
why not speak to the power?
And the person has
why not speak to the power?
That is the time now you know that Honorable Yekeh Koruba is disgruntled. Honorable Yekeh Koluba is arrogant. I think the government needs to do what is right. They need to do what is right.
But,
And
but,
I will also
but
advise
Abba,
Honorable Koluba.
Abba,
Mhm.
Abba, I beg you. I read no if you have. I read no what you have the million compact report for 2025, 2026. You have it. And then you can bring it to the screen.
No,
The MC report, you have it.
we don't have that here right now. Let's just discuss the issue and close the show. You know the rain is falling.
Yeah, because no, the reason I bring it forth because this government has lost everything. They have lost everything. They have lost the integrity. They have lost the rules of law. They have lost everything. If you look at the Millennium Compact report, the United States, the first thing on the agenda is the rules of law. They lost it. So the way it shows that they go back in a bit temporary. A bit
Yeah.
temporary.
So the issue of the issue of case being tampered with, that one is something that everybody's in right now. All of the cases right now are being tampered with. And that is why I'm telling Honorable Yekeh Koluba, he should not just leave this. Let him follow it to the court. Let him bring up his legal team. And
For
let them
everyone
go and fight this.
on the in a due process, and you are talking about due process at a time on the
Let
near
him,
due
let
process.
him, let him fight this case and make sure that he gets whatever it is that he needs to get, because what he's doing now, he did it before and he was supported, and so now he should be supported. Vapi, let's get your final say, and then for this a day due to the bad weather we are having.
Okay. I would like to say thank you everyone who been watching this live podcast tonight. About thank you again so much for having me on the program, and to our listeners, to our viewers around the world who've been watching the program. I would like to thank you for all the Yokoba kids. Man, the people have been very dirty. Will be dirty ever unless we have to be very sincere to ourselves. Yeah, be very sincere. It's a seeing their politics abroad 14 years of 14 years of civil war in the country, and we stay with nothing. Everything politics, politics.
Okay,
And you
so
hear
and
about
then
kids, and on the Wakaba case, it needs due process. It needs a due process. On the Wakaba episodes, or as exposure, never met Zakoro. The code was less. It was less. So I appeal to the public, I appeal to the Supreme Court, I appeal to the ministry, to the Honorable House, to see how best they can finalize the whole discussion and see how that block goes first, and more we are won. Thank you about so much.
all right, thanks so much to Vapi and there for his input. And would like to say many thanks. Let's take this break to be right back to come with the closing. Thank you, Bobby, and have a good night. And I tell you, yes, indeed, Liberia is our own country. Liberia is our only country. And Liberia is all we have. There is nowhere else that we can go to and say that we are Liberian. Because Liberia is our country. So on this night, I would like to say many thanks to everyone who have followed this program. We brought you major headlines of various happening in the country. We also talked about issues relating to the resurfacing of Ebola in the country. We also talked about cases involving former finance minister Samuel Tweah and also Yekeh from the courts. And so I have been your presenter, lead host, David Siwalu, and I was joined by Vafi Conan. And until then, I would like to say many thanks to all of you for following, leaving your comments, and sharing. Do have yourself a wonderful time. We will be back on Friday for another edition of the program. Until then, bye-bye, and do have yourself a wonderful night. I'm David saying good night to you.
Happy Bienvenue.